Today we're going to talk about subject twos. Subject twos are actually a creative financing technique that is kind of taking real estate by storm. So what I love about subject twos is you can literally transact a subject to property with little to no money down. To be quite honest with you, the subject twos are something that I've done in the past. So I'll start off with a little story about how I worked something out, and then I'll talk to you about how you can do it for yourself in your own area. Look, when you're transacting a subject to, you kind of want to model it based on my story here. So listen closely. All right, I had a friend come to me at one point, actually in the city, in the house, not in this house, but in the city that I'm in right now. He had a property right down the road from where I'm standing, and he used to live there. And he told me that he wanted to sell the house, but he didn't want to deal with realtors and commissions, and he just wanted to be over with the property. And the reason why was because he actually got robbed like 8 times in a period of 2 years. And he said, enough is enough, I'm over it, I want to move out, I don't want nothing to do with it. How can you get me out of this, Brandon? I said, well, just give me your mortgage statement and you're going to let me be the owner on the title. I'm the new owner of record, and we're gonna record that at closing so that it becomes public notice so that everybody in the courthouse records knows that Brandon Thompson, or my LLC, is the owner. I'll take over your mortgage. I'm literally gonna cut a mortgage payment to your mortgage company directly every single month, month in, month out. In the meantime, I'm gonna just do a little light touch-up rehab on it, and then I'm gonna rent it out. I'll pay your mortgage each month, and I'll keep the cash flow from the rent that's coming in, whatever's the margin in between the mortgage payment and the rental amount. And then from there, everybody's happy. One of these days I'll sell the property, and my mortgage that I took over with you is basically, my sale essentially is subject to your mortgage being paid off when I do go close the property. So he said, okay, yeah, let's do that. So he moved right down the road, got into a better neighborhood. I went in and took this property. For some reason, there were some bad vandals going around in this neighborhood at one point, kind of messed up some things, but the burglar stopped. I actually went in and just did some paint and flooring on this, probably spent like $4 grand. And then I went and rented the property. So his mortgage was $700 a month, and I rented it out for $1,000 a month, and I had $300 a month positive cash flow, paying his mortgage every single month to the mortgage company. And each month I was paying down that loan balance. Well, after a couple of years, I sold the property, realized I wanted to sell it because I had some good equity into it, made like $25,000. Wasn't a big profit or a big payday for me, but in the long run, I basically did this with no money down. He didn't require me to put any money down whatsoever, and it worked out great. So here's how you can do this yourself. Basically, you're gonna find a homeowner that is a distressed seller. They're wanting to get out of the property that they have, and they have a mortgage on it. Those people that have a property that have a mortgage on it, you're gonna be able to say to them, hey, look, I can put $1,000 down or $5,000 down, or maybe you wanna start off with 500, whatever works. 9 times out of 10, you're probably not gonna get into one with zero money down, but maybe you can put $500 down, and you tell them exactly what I presented to you in this story. Hey, I want to take over your mortgage for you, and I'm going to take your mortgage statement, I'm going to pay your bill every single month. So this is probably why you want to have a down payment, because if they're going to trust you in a contract to take over their mortgage payment, to be able to walk away from that house, they're probably going to want to see a little bit of money, some skin in the game. So I would say $5,000 is what I've seen customary speaking, but some people are doing $10,000, $15,000, and $20,000. But here's the thing, if you got bad credit, if you have no experience, a subject to is a great place to start. And then, like I said, you might be able to pull this off with no money down. So you transact this property with that seller who's trying to move on with their life. Maybe it was a property that they were renting out. Maybe it was their personal house, but they want to move on to an upgraded home. And you're their saving grace. You actually come in and take them by the hand and tell them to move aside, in a nice way, of course, and you are going to take care of this property every single month, month in, month out. And then one day when you sell it, that mortgage will be paid off, and your sale is subject to that mortgage being paid off. So you will be able to keep the equity in between that margin, just like I did. I think this is a great way to get into real estate with no money down or very little money down if you're trying to build a rental portfolio. Just like I did, you can actually take over this mortgage, do some light touch-ups, and then re-rent the property. And a lot of times these homes are actually in fairly good condition. You don't even have to do anything a lot of times, and you're just taking over the mortgage payment and you're paying it every single month while you're renting it. So you have mortgage in somebody else's name that is your property now that you own currently as the owner of record on title, and it's just their mortgage. As long as you pay it every single month, everybody's happy. So that's what you want to do. You want to pay that every single month. Now, the caveat is some people are probably going to be scared of having you take over the mortgage payment, but you really want that mortgage payment. You want that mortgage statement, and you want to have it redirected to your PO box or your primary residence or your office or whatever so that you can have control. Because here's the worst case scenario. You start paying this monthly mortgage to the owner, and they just said, the heck with it. I don't care about my credit. I don't care about anything anymore. I'm just gonna pocket this money every single month. Now you put in a little bit with paint and flooring. You've took the time to rent out the property, and you're banking on a future sale one day when you'll profit. But unfortunately, they put that money in their pocket. They didn't pay the mortgage payment. And next thing you know, foreclosure's coming and you are out everything that you worked hard for. That's why you want the mortgage statement. So in a nutshell, a subject to mortgage is a perfect way to get started with little or no money down. It works perfect for a flip, and it also works great for a rental. If you have an opinion, go ahead and comment below. I actually read all the comments and respond to them. Hit that like button and subscribe if you want more REI Society information.